So, what was I gonna say? First thing I was gonna say. Oh yeah, yesterday's live stream that I did on YouTube was cut short again. Like I recorded like 45 minutes or something, and then the full video is like 20 minutes. It cuts off the last 20 minutes of it. It's always doing this on YouTube, not every video, but Skynet will make the director's cut. And so that happened yesterday, but also, like, I kept recording. Like, on my side, it looks like I'm still recording, like I'm still live, and people are coming in the chat and everything. But then the video's cut when I finish the video. It's 20 minutes shorter. But I kept recording, and then these people on bikes rode by me. They had a dog. There's like a boy and a girl on a bike, and they had a dog. And he's got Cheetos pants on. And I saw the Cheetos truck on that video. And then I saw this guy with Cheetos pants riding by me synced. And I think it's a cat thing because the Cheetos logo, or the Cheetos mascot is a cat. So I think it's a cat thing. I'll see the Cheetos truck all the time at least. I think I've seen other Cheetos things like that before. But there's this guy with Cheetos pants though on a bike. They rode by me, and then they ride out ahead of me, and they ring the bell on the bike, and then right at that moment, the video ended. Like it just kicks me out of the video, out of the live stream. The video ends at that moment. But then that part of the video isn't on the final video though. So that happened yesterday. I've been staying in the Walmart parking lot the last few nights, and Thursday night there was this guy yelling a bunch of times, like behind my car somewhere. I don't know where he was at, but he was yelling synced a bunch of times, and he's just like, ah! Or he's like making all these like angry sounds and shit. And a bunch of loud cars and a bunch of cars honking and shit, and people yelling synced. But then Friday night was crazy as fuck. I knew it was gonna be crazy because Fridays are always crazy. So I knew there was gonna be a bunch of crazy shit in the Walmart parking lot that night, and there was a bunch of cars driving close to my car. Like they'll just come and drive close to my car, and they'll just like make a giant turn in the parking lot for no reason, just to drive by my car. And there's like a bunch of loud cars coming and driving really close to my car. And then like these two cars like pass each other behind my car. They're like driving really fast, really loud. And then like they'll just be driving slowly toward me, and then they'll just turn, and it'll be like a loud truck, and it'll turn really fast, synced with other cars and shit. There's a bunch of cars doing that, just driving close to my car. And then there's like this group of people behind my car. They're just like having a party over there or whatever in the Walmart parking lot. I don't know if they do that every weekend. They're just having a party in the Walmart parking lot. There's just like a bunch of cars, like a group of cars just sitting behind me in a clump. And they're like yelling synced a bunch of times and laughing synced and shit. Like the whole night. Or like for a few hours. A bunch of loud trucks driving by, a bunch of sirens driving by on the street and shit. I should have recorded some shit. This is crazy, but I didn't really feel like recording. And then Saturday night was crazy again. And then there's a bunch of cars pulling up, parking next to my car too, both Friday and Saturday night. Like those pull up and park right next to my car with music playing or whatever. And then they'll pull off again a few minutes later. And then the semi, like a Walmart semi, pulled up and parked behind my car for a really long time. And then he got out of it finally, and he walks a dog with another person. Or like they both got dogs. They like walk their dog over by my car. And then this other lady walked their dog over by my car. There's a bunch of people walking dogs over by my car the whole weekend. It's like repetitively a bunch of people walking dogs over by my car, and then people pulling up, parking next to my car and leaving again, and people driving close to my car. Repetitively all weekend. Except last night was pretty chill. Sunday night. still stalkered up, but it wasn't a bunch of loud cars and shit. But there's this one lady that walked the dog over by my car, and she was just standing there for a long time. Like, I was laying down in the back of my car, like, not looking at her, and she was just standing over there for a long time. And then right when I sit up again, she starts walking again and leaves. Like, she was just standing over by my car for really, like, 20 minutes or something. Like, standing in the same place with her dog. And then, so I was living at my grandma's house. I was living in her driveway. And she let me, like, when I got kicked out of my apartment, she's like, you can come live in my driveway and until you get a place and shit. And I knew it was going to be some shit. I knew she's going to flip on me, because she's always flipping on me, and she's always like, she'll like help me, and then she'll flip and like use shit against me. Like, when she helps me, she uses it against me. Be like, I helped you with all of this and da da da. And she helps me with a lot of shit, and I'm grateful that she helps me with a lot of shit. But she always flips though, and then she'll like ghost me when I'm trying to text her and shit like that. So I knew she was gonna flip. It's just how the game goes. But she's let me live in her driveway and take showers at her house and cook food at her house and shit. So last week, like Wednesday or whatever, well, I didn't sleep the night before, and then I was just sleeping in my car taking a nap in her driveway. Well, and the night before, she let me stay in her house because it was cold. And she's like, don't leave the house. And I didn't all night, but then at like 4 a.m., I go out through the garage door, and I close the garage door behind me. And I go out to the park and walk around. And apparently, because my grandpa is sleeping in the living room because he's like laid up. I think he might be dying. I don't know. But apparently I woke him up and then pissed him off or something because I left the house. So we'll come back to that in a minute. But I was taking a nap in her car the next day, and she comes up, and like, I was just gonna take a nap for a couple hours, like 2 to 4 or whatever, like 1 to 4. Like, I set my alarm for 4 o'clock. And then around 2 o'clock, my grandma comes knocking on my window. Like that. And I'm like, what? What do you want? And she's like, can you fix my phone? My phone's something wrong with my phone. And on her phone, it has my name and number. Like when you like call someone, it's like that. Like it looks like a screenshot of it or something. And it's like her screen is like frozen, and she can't back out of it. But it has my name and number on it. And so she's like, can you help me with this? And I'm like half asleep. I'm like, but she's like, I need to call my attorney. I need you to help me with this, please. And I'm like, turn your phone off and turn it back on, because I couldn't figure out. It was like frozen. I was like, turn your phone off and turn it back on again. And then she does, and then it worked, I guess. She walks away, and then I tried to go back to sleep after that. I couldn't go back to sleep. But it was just to wake me up. And then later that day, I go up to her house, and she's like, you need to leave, because you left the house this morning and pissed Grandpa off. And like, she's done this a few times too while I was staying there. She's like, you need to leave. Get out of my house. And then like later on in that day, she's like, she never apologizes, but she just like flips back again and like lets me stay there again. But this time she's like, no, you need to leave. And I was like, can I charge my phone outside first? And she's like, yeah. And then like I like go back into her house to talk to her. I'm like trying to talk it out with her. And she's just being super dramatic and extra. And then she has my cousin on the phone on speakerphone. And my cousin's like, you get out of the house right now or I'm going to call the cops. And then, like, my grandma was threatening to call the cops because I'm just trying to talk to her and shit. And then I was like, can I cook some food here before I go? And she's like, yeah, you can come in and cook some food. So I go in and I start cooking food, and then she starts arguing with me again. She just has to start arguments with me all the time. And then apparently my uncle called the cops while I'm cooking food. So my grandma's like, the cops are coming. Your uncle called the cops because he's worried about me or whatever. And she's like, you got to talk to them. They're coming to do a mental health check on you or whatever. And then she's just like freaking out the whole time, just being all dramatic. And just like, and coming in the room, talking, synced a bunch of times. But then she goes out and talks to the cops. I didn't have to talk to the cops, at least. So she goes out and talks to them. And comes back in. And I forget what else shit. But there's the other video I did a while back where there are these magnets on her fridge, on the side of her fridge, and like all the other magnets are like right side up, and then like 3 different ones are turned upside down. And it says, one says wishy-washy. It's like wishy-washy tape or whatever. It's like scrapbooking tape or whatever. It's called wishy-washy. There's another magnet that's like the drama, like theater, like masks, you know, like the smiling mask and the sad mask. Like a theater mask. And then there's another magnet that says, look what grandma did. And like those 3 magnets are upside down. And she's always wishy-washy. She's always flip-flopping on me. And then my mom called, synced, and started an argument with me. She's like, why are you arguing with your grandma? She did all this shit for you, and blah, blah, blah. She's like arguing with me. Calling me synced to argue. And then my grandma and my mom keep calling me and texting me. And they're like, where are you going? Where are you? Are you okay? I'm worried about you. And like they weren't worried about me before. My grandma was kicking me out of the house. And my mom never talks to me anymore. And shit. Like, and like I've been begging for help every day. And she can't repost my Cash App or anything. Or even message me or anything. And then now all of a sudden she's worried about me. You know, like, what are you talking about? So they just keep calling me and shit. So now, like, my grandma gave me some money to leave town. So I'm going to leave town because it's not working out here anyway. And I've been wanting to leave this town forever anyway. There's no jobs here. So, like, my grandma helps me with a lot of shit. She gave me this money to leave town. She gave me a lot of money. She helped me with a lot of shit. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for all the things my mom helped me with and shit. And everyone in my family was helped. I am grateful. Definitely. So now I'm going to leave town today. We'll see how that goes. I saw that one license plate this morning. I posted it. It said C14 for CIA or CI4 CIA. Like they'll use letters and numbers like that, and they'll do gematria and they'll do all types of shit with the license plates. Like they'll use a 4 for an A, or they'll use an A for a 4, or they'll use a just whatever. So I'll probably record on the highway today. I don't know. See what happens. There was a plane flying behind me, Sync, this morning. I was sitting in a parking lot, and then when I pull off and leave, I look, and there's a plane flying behind me. Like, they impulse my thoughts to leave at that moment, I guess. They're always impulsing my thoughts to do things, Sync. And they keep making me have to take a piss really bad, Synced. Last few days. And that's why my hand's all fucked up. Because I went out to this trail and I ran out onto it and I tripped because I had to piss, because I was pissing my pants, because Skynet was making me piss my pants. So that's the Illcat story. So hopefully they didn't fuck with this video. It doesn't seem like they do it on Twitter. It'll get pixelated sometimes, but it won't lag like it does on YouTube. It's just YouTube, but it's Skynet doing it though. So like YouTube, they be fucking their videos up. Like that one yesterday was cut, and then it was also just like chopped at certain parts of it. It'll lag for a second. It wasn't lagging that bad on that video, but still, it's synced. It's Skynet doing it to fuck with me. But Twitter Live, it doesn't seem to do it. So it kicked me out of Twitter Live a couple times though, or it'll just end the video like it did the YouTube one yesterday. It'll just kick me out of the live stream and be like, that's enough. So yep, it was chemtrailed up yesterday and now it's cloudy today. It always happens like that. These look like the black and silvers and stockheads. So I don't know. I'm just waiting to get my laptop fixed right now, and then I'm gonna leave. My battery on my laptop was swollen, and they said that if it gets too bad, it'll just start on fire. So luckily that didn't happen yet. My battery's been swollen for a long time though. Yeah, I made a GoFundMe, so if anyone can help out, I made a GoFundMe, or hit the Cash App and PayPal. I'm out.